2 is often considered to be the worst MCU movie, but in this video we're going to decide if that's actually true or not. Hey everybody, welcome back to Revisiting the MCU series, where we turn back the clock and go back to every single MCU movie in chronological order from release and talk about them and review them. And today we're talking about the second film in the Thor series, Thor: The Dark World. This film sees Thor fighting the Dark Elves during what is called the Convergence, where the realms between worlds become blurred. Jane Foster also becomes infected with what is called the Ether that the villain Malakith wants in order to basically take over the universe. And as with every sequel video, we're not delving into the performances of any previous characters but any new ones. And as for the villain Malakith, played by Christopher Eccleston, is probably one of the worst things about the movie. His motivation is to take over because he was down and out when trying to capture the Ether centuries ago, and he essentially sacrificed his whole people and still lost. Now he wants the power still after being reawoken and is just a forgettable villain whose motivation basically no one cares about. I think that a lot of what people attribute this film with is related to the forgettable villain, because to be honest, there is a decent movie in here somewhere. The storyline of Asgard being attacked and needing Loki's help to get out was great. In fact, the best thing about this movie is Tom Hiddleston playing Loki. Yeah, he did do a lot of bad stuff in the Avengers where he was the villain, but this movie more than makes up for that, and he's just a great character. I think that the majority of the film gets too caught up in trying to make something cool and interesting out of something that is pretty boring and way too complicated for audiences to care about. Some of the action is cool, but there's almost nothing that leaves a lasting impression. Even the color palette of the film is extremely dull and muted. There's nothing vibrant to it, whereas my video on the Avengers being too bright and colorful, but it was still a good time at the movies. Thor: The Dark World was too dark and muted that it made you feel like you were watching a bowl of lumpy oatmeal, and that just makes me crazy. So to answer the question, is Thor: The Dark World a bad movie? In my opinion, no. There are a lot of bones to what could be a good movie in here, but a lot of poor execution, and there are just certain elements that are just very bland and you don't really care about. I don't think that makes it a bad movie, I just think it makes it a misunderstood movie. Now for the question, is it the worst MCU movie? That you'll have to wait for the actual ranking, which we're going to be doing at the very end of the Revisiting the MCU series, so make sure you subscribe and ring the bell notification so you don't miss out on that. Also leave a thumbs up on the video. But in the meantime, you can let me know what your thoughts and opinions are on Thor: The Dark World in the comment section down below. Other than that, that's really all I have to say about it. Not a ton, it's kind of forgettable, but also, you know, it's still worth a watch because you kind of have to. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, I really do appreciate it, and hope to see you in the next video.